Gina is in US right now, and I think it's morning or noon. What time is
It's
it?
afternoon.
It's
It's like
afternoon.
1:30 in the afternoon.
Wow. So, guys, today we have Gina. She is a seven-figure marketer, and we are very happy that today she is on our channel and she gonna give some advice to all of you that how you can get started on your business and how you can make a decent income, a decent revenue having your online business without working a job. So we're gonna ask some questions with Gina, and we're gonna see what Gina can share her experience with us and how we can utilize in our journey. Okay. So first of all, welcome Gina on my channel. It's a great pleasure to have you here.
Likewise, thank you for having me.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
So, Gina, first thing that I would like to ask you so that our viewers can know that is how long it's been that you have started your online business?
That's a good question. So I started network marketing about 26 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
online about 2010.
2010.
Yes.
Okay. And how has been the journey from starting till today?
It was very rough in the beginning.
Uh-huh.
Multi-level marketing is much different than affiliate sales, as you probably know. And so, it was a rough struggle in the beginning. I lost a lot of money. I invested a lot of money. But you know what? I learned a lot. And then I wish I would have had some of the opportunities that I have now back then. There was a few scams also back then, wasn't sure. But, all of it, I look at it as a learning experience. I don't look at it like a microwave society. You start today and you expect money
Hmm.
tomorrow. I mean, I paid my dues and I learned a lot. And I think everything that I learned, I apply.
So you started and you invested yourself and you went through that learning curve, and you didn't
Hmm.
expect like a lot of people expect like they will join today and they're gonna make a start money from tomorrow. So you are
Right.
not in that mindset. You were in the business for a long term business. You are in the game to play a long
Exactly.
term.
Exactly. As an entrepreneur, I know that it takes sometimes 2 to 3 years of losses till
Mm-hmm.
you see that year of wins. And
Correct.
so I went through a lot, but you learn, you live and learn. You have to go. Some people don't have the
Patience.
capacity or the patience
Yeah.
to go through the mess. I always say you have to go through the mess to get to success.
Exactly, exactly. We get the best view after the hardest climb. Second thing, I would like to ask you if you want to share how much are you averaging these days on a monthly basis? Because
That's a great
this is always the expectation of some newcomers that how much they should expect or how much you are making.
Well, they can't expect it from what I'm doing because I'm a seven-figure earner and
Mm-hmm.
my income comes from multiple revenues. So
Correct.
sometimes I could have a $30,000 month. Sometimes I could have a $40,000 month. Other times I
Wow.
could have a $12,000 month. I mean, the highest income that I ever earned was 50 in one month. But again,
Wow.
it's not the average.
50,000. So that's like a lot of people, 50,000 is a yearly income. So that you
Right.
made in a month.
Correct.
So that's the beauty of having your own online business.
Yeah, and having multiple revenues, not putting all your eggs in one basket. I also have a real estate company.
Hmm.
So I have investments, I have rentals, so I have passive income. I've been in the Bitcoin market for a long time, in the
Mm-hmm.
crypto space, a very long time, since 2015, I would say. 2010, I missed my calling. I should have gotten in, but I didn't. But 2015, I got in. And ever since then, I've been riding the wave. So, you have to be open. I say, if you don't have an open mind, you're not going to make money in this world, in this planet. I never close my opportunities. I never not look at things. Sometimes people have shiny object syndrome. They want to join everything and then they master nothing. I don't have shiny object syndrome. I try to find things that I think make sense, and then I focus and I make money with that, and then I add to it. You know what I mean? I don't sacrifice chasing two. I call it like chasing two rabbits down a rabbit hole. One of them is going to escape, so there's only so much effort you can put in it. And the stuff that I do is not recruiting. I don't like to recruit. I like to refer. So if I'm going to refer people to a business, I share them opportunities that I'm doing, but I don't have like a whole plethora. I really zone in on one or two that I really like. And that's what I focus on.
So what you are saying is focus on the work and put in the action. That's what you are saying.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And you should also find work that you love. Like anyway, you can make $1 million nowadays
Correct.
doing anything.
Yeah.
You can make 4, 5, 6, 7 figures doing anything. Just pick something that you really are passionate about. Don't chase paper, chase passion.
Yeah.
That's my
Chase the
motto.
purpose. Money will chase you.
Yes. Yes.
And one thing that I would like to ask in detail is having your own business, what differences have made in your personal life as compared to having a regular job?
Very good. So I used to be an educator, so I had no time for myself. I have 3 small kids at the
Mm-hmm.
time. Now they're in college. I was always fighting the time. How much time can you think you have to do your lesson planning? I was brainwashed. I say everybody was brainwashed. We went to college to get a job, and then you don't realize that you give your life up for that job, because
Correct.
when you come home, you're tired. And so I had to make a decision, whether I was going to be a great teacher and continue, or be a lousy parent, right? Sometimes it just gives. So I decided to resign and retire from that business. I was a teacher for almost 12 years. And then I was in the car business after that, for a part-time basis. And then, for me, teaching was always my passion. So I find the
Mm-hmm.
online world, you're teaching adults, you're teaching them how to become entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And now more than ever, people try to push products. They do lotions, potions, and,
Mm-hmm.
and I always say people don't buy products or opportunities. They buy people. People buy people that they know, like, and trust. So we have a program now that's what it does. It actually shows them how to brand themselves so that they can excel. I wish I had this program again years ago. It would have saved a lot of heartache. But to learn how to brand yourself, to learn how to market yourself, to learn how to invest in your talents is more critical than trying to help someone. First, you have to help yourself.
Exactly. Like you said, working as a robot in your regular job and then moving to
Yes.
something that gives you complete time freedom.
Yes, the time freedom, you
Yeah.
can't buy that. Once I had a taste of it, I knew I was never going to go back. And there were times I was struggling, and I said, you know what? Maybe I should just go back and get a job. You always want to fall back to your comfort zone. And, the reality is you don't want to fall into that trap, because just when you think you can't go anymore, that's
Mm-hmm.
when your breakthrough comes. That's when your
Exactly.
breakthrough comes. It's that turning point that you say, you know what? I'm done. I'm just done. Financially, I'm done. Physically, I'm done.
Yeah.
Mentally,
Mentally.
I'm done. Right. And then you just say, you know what? Let me just give this one more shot. And
Then
that's what
you,
happened with me, my breakthrough.
yeah, then you see your breakthrough.
Correct. Your
So
breakthrough is connected to your been through.
exactly, very true, very true. So, Gina, what I would like to know right now, what are the programs that you are currently working on? If you can name them, and so that my viewers, if they want, they can join that. So, what are the programs you are currently working on? If you can name them.
So we have a couple of programs. One of them is an FX company, and
Okay.
that one is something that we're not recruiting for it. We're just referring people to a program. If they
X.
want to learn binary currency, if they want to
Okay.
learn FX, they can do that. And then the other one is the branding program, where there's 3 different levels. They can come in at a 50, at a 150, or a 300, and they can learn how to build a business online. And it's a cash business every single day. So those are the 2 programs.
So the second one that you told, three level, does that pay 100% commission or 50%, or
A
how does
hundred
it work?
percent. Yep.
100%.
No
Oh.
monthly. Yep. No monthly payments. 100% direct commissions to you. And it's just a fabulous program. It really helps people learn about funnels. It learns people how to brand themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It helps people to build any business, any tool that they need. They will learn it. Yep.
Okay, so guys, what I'm gonna do, I'll be putting the links of this program that Gina told us. So if you guys interested, you can join from there in the description box. And Gina,
Perfect.
one more thing that I would ask you is, what advice would you give to a complete newbie, to a complete beginner who is starting in this online journey, who is just starting like a week ago or a month ago?
Sure. So consistency beats talent every day of the week. So
Mm,
somebody may have good following or been in the business for a long time, but if you're consistent, you will get it. A lot of people, they give up too easily. So,
correct.
or they're not focused. So for a new person, I would say if you're focused, if you're consistent with your daily activities, people are watching you, even if you don't think they're watching you.
Mm-hmm.
Most people say, well, most people won't support me. I don't have friends. Well, go make new friends. You
Correct.
know, all these are excuses. You can have excuses and you can have success, but you can't have both. So just stick with it. Be confident. When you're talking to people, I remember when I first started teaching, I was 20, I'm going to say 24 years old, 23 years old, right out of
Wow.
college. I know, because I skipped grades and I had my master's in business and finance. And so I'm 5'11", but I looked young. I looked like some of my students were older than me. But imagine if I went the first day and I said, hey guys, how are you? It's my first day. They would eat me for breakfast. So,
Correct.
you can't do that. So if you're a newbie online, don't be so afraid of your own skin. Do some professional development. Everybody started out in the beginning and they sucked. I
Correct.
did, you know what I mean? And that's okay. Embrace it because that's what makes you strong. That's your
Exactly.
story. And then if you're starting out and you don't have a testimony and you don't have a story, I tell my team, leverage the team's testimonies. You know what I mean? You're not going to lie. You're not going to say that that's your
Hmm.
testimony. You just say, hey, my whole team is winning, and then
Yeah.
show their wins. You have to be creative when it comes to perception because perception is more powerful than fact. We're not making any income claims. You have to put it just like work. You can't treat this like a hobby. It will cost you like a hobby. But if you treat it like a
Business.
business, it will pay you like a business.
Correct.
Yes. And just block out that time like you would if you were working. I mean, if you're working a 9 to 5 job, that's fine. Listen, you have to pay your bills, right? But then
Correct.
there's no reason why you can't come home and work like from 6 to 9 your business. God knows you're probably on Netflix or relaxing or whatever. So take 2, 3 hours a day and build your own dream instead of keep working for somebody else. If you're getting up early to build somebody else's dream, you can stay a little later and build your own dream. And that's what I think people lack. It's not that they lack the time. This pandemic that we had showed that if you didn't pick up a new talent, a new skill, you never lacked the time. You lacked the discipline. That's the
Correct.
cold hard truth.
Correct. So what you are saying that someone who is starting, he should be focused, consistent, and he should play a long-term game.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. It's a long term journey. And most people don't have the tenacity, the stick to itiveness, as I call it, to stick to it, the stickability. They want things fast, like a microwave society. Hey, I just spoke to 3 people and none of them joined me. I guess it's not for me. Okay, so you just joined the gym membership and you went 3 times and you didn't have rock solid abs. You're right, it's not for
Right.
you. It's the same thing. When you join something, you have to give yourself some time to grow
Correct.
into that position. And a lot of people, I find, they just rush it. I had somebody said, well, if I start today, how much am I going to make? And I said, I have no idea. How much did you make the last 120 days? Why are you here now, desperate that you have to make money now? What did you do the last 4 months, 5 months, 6 months? Where were you 3 years ago? And most of the people don't have a problem working on a job for 30 years for a penny raise, but they have a
Correct.
problem, right out of the gate. They want to make money the first month. And it's
Yeah.
like, relax. You have to learn the skills just like every other job, and you're going to fail. And that's what I think people don't understand, that failing is good. Without failure, you cannot get success. How are you going to get any better if you're doing everything right all the time?
Correct.
Doesn't make
So
any sense.
yeah, exactly. So that's the thing I also noticed, that create a system and that will create money for you. And of course, this system
Exactly.
creation is going to take a time. It's not going to happen like you joined a program today and you can expect that you will be
Exactly.
making money tomorrow. So give it a time,
Exactly.
give yourself time like a 3 month to 6 month, and from
Yes.
3 to 6 months you can see that you are seeing some results that is coming to you.
And also, when you plant the seeds, it's not the same day
Yeah,
that the crop is going to be there, right? Remember, the last thing that grows on the tree is the fruit, right?
exactly.
Imagine a farmer planted the seeds and then went and watered them and then came back. Whoop! I don't see any corn. This must not be working. It doesn't work that way. And earlier today, I was doing a coaching lesson,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to share this with you. This is like new stuff that I just started to share, so it's being exclusive here. Nobody else has this material
Wow.
except private coaching. So imagine you're in the house, the lights are out, and you can't find your keys, right? You just dropped your keys and you're searching on the floor and you can't find your keys anywhere. And so outside you see there's a street light, and you proceed to go outside because you figured, oh, there's more light out there. Maybe I can find the keys, right? So it sounds funny, right? But this is what happens. So you go outside and you're searching for the keys, and your neighbor comes out and says, hey, Beaky, what's going on? Yeah, I lost my
I'm
keys.
searching
There's
key.
I'm searching for my keys, right? And after a little while, the neighbor's like, well, where did you drop them? And you're like, well, I dropped them inside the house. What? You dropped them inside the house? Then what the hell are you doing out here? But isn't that how life is? When we have a problem, instead of looking inside, we go outside
Outside,
looking
yeah.
for the solution. Right. We
Exactly,
look on the
exactly.
outside for someone to solve our problem, when the
Correct.
reality is it's all here. It's in our mindset. It's in our personal development, right? So if you look at the things that you want to change, the things that you look at, they change, right? So you have to start with yourself. So it's an internal process. So if I had to sum up what the success online would be, or success in any business, okay, because I've been an entrepreneur for a very long time, since I was 18. Everything has to do with you, what you bring to the table, your personal skills. You cannot compare your chapter 2 with, let's say, Beaky's chapter 22, or you cannot compare anybody's chapter 2 to your chapter 22, right? So if somebody starts out and says, how long till I start making money like you really don't have a crystal ball to say that, because it depends on your skill set, how fast you learn. I will outwork anybody. I don't know if you're going to outwork. I don't know what your work ethic is, right? So you have to understand that verbiage, your posture, how you handle yourself with people, the confidence. Some people just need to take a confidence course. That's it.
Exactly.
They need to be right. If they're confident, because if you're not sure about yourself, how can somebody join you in a multi-million-dollar business? How will they believe you that you can take them to the promised land if you yourself are not sure? And then also you want to stick around and show that you have what it takes, because some people just jump around too much and they see, oh, this person's doing this now and then they're not doing this, they're doing that. Blah, blah. It's okay to have multiple revenues of income, but you have to be very careful that at least you're succeeding before you start adding. That's the key. If they don't
Exactly.
see you have massive success, they'll be like, oh, you know what, that person's doing this for a little bit, then they gave up and they went to something else and they gave that. You can't keep doing that, because believe me, the internet doesn't forgive very easily. And the
Yeah,
people that you think want you to fail and want you to fall, they're just sitting on the sidelines and they're taking bets against your life. They're pretty much taking bets. How long will he last in this job? How long will she last in that job? And we live in abundance. I teach manifestation, I teach affirmations, I teach law of attraction. And I tell everybody, you can have what you want. There's no shortage of money. You want that $1 million house? Go get it. No one's going to tell you you can't have that house. Okay. We live in abundance. What we do have is an abundant amount of people with small minds. They're not thinking big enough. They're afraid. And, when you're afraid, then yes, you're always going to be at that shitty job, excuse me, but that crappy job that you hate. You're always going to have the loveless marriage that you're in. You're going to have a bad relationship with your kids, because sometimes the way you see the world is what the world gives back to you. So if you believe that the world is greedy and everything's a scam, and if you believe that you'll never make money, then yeah, you're never going to make it. I don't operate that way. I operate as if anything I want, I get. Anything. And sometimes you have to believe it before you see it. See, small-minded people say, well, I'll believe it when I see it. And that's broke mentality. you're not going to believe it when you see it. You have to believe it before you see it.
See it,
That's called
yeah.
faith. Right. That's called faith. The fact that you don't have it in your hands yet, but you see it. Like I've seen this place here behind me. Do you see where I'm at?
Wow,
There's a
that's
whole ocean
amazing view.
behind me. Yes. And I've seen this beach house years before I arrived here.
So this was your
Years
dream to get a house like this.
on the water. Correct. Yes. And the next thing is having my own island, Jenna's Island. Somewhere maybe in Fiji where it's undeveloped, no internet access, nothing. But yeah, you have to have dreams. When you're a little kid, you don't work. All you do is dream, right? But when you become an adult, all you do is work and you forget how to dream. And the best book that I'm reading now, which I'm having everybody read, is 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. And I always talk about this book because some people die at 30 but live till 80
Correct.
because they're just zombies, right? They're just zombies. They get married or they get a job and they just go through life just living and surviving. Why have a life and not create a lifestyle? Why not, create a life that you don't have that you don't need a vacation from? You know what I mean? Travel. I love to travel, but it takes money. So you ever hear somebody say, well, money doesn't buy you this and it doesn't buy you half. Money isn't everything.
You are abusing the money. How can you make the money? That's the thing.
Exactly. It's a scarcity mentality. So
Yeah.
only broke people say, oh yeah, money doesn't buy you anything. And I'm not being pretentious and saying, yeah, you have to be rich to be happy. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying if you had a chance to be rich or poor, believe me, I'll tell you, broke is hard. Rich is hard, but broke is harder.
Correct, correct, correct.
You want to be rich everywhere. Your health has to be rich. Your relationships have to be rich. It's not just money rich, okay? But your finances, we've been brainwashed. And this is what I preach. We've been told to go to school, to get a job, to pay for school. That's the American way, okay? And most of the people are in debt right now. They'll never be able to get a house. They'll never be able to get anything that they really want. And in the end of the day, I don't operate from a lack. I don't say to myself, oh, I wish I could have that. No, I always say 4 words. It's on its way. It's on its way. Whatever it is, that mansion on the water, it's on its way. Whatever it is that I dream up of, I know it's on its way.
Yeah, you
So
have
I
to believe
will
on
it
your
into
dream.
existence.
Today we learned from the Gina that if you are starting, treat it like a business. Don't treat it like a hobby. Okay, give it some time. Invest in yourself. Put in the work. Be consistent. That's the most important thing, which I personally observe myself as well. Because when you become consistent, maybe someday you didn't make anything. Okay, maybe today you didn't make anything, but this doesn't mean that you're not gonna make after 2 months, after 3 months. Because like Gina said, she started teaching at 23 years of age, and when I started, I used to make like I think $100. First month I did $100, but today I make about 20 to $25,000 a month. So if you are not making any money, give it a time yourself, invest in yourself, and put in the work. That's very important to succeed in online business. And like Gina said, I'll be putting the link of the program that she talked about, the FX and the IPS thing. So it was a great pleasure meeting you, Gina, and sharing your experience with our viewers. And I hope
Thank you.
we
Thank you
will
for
meet
having me.
again.
Anytime. Thank you so much for having me, Vicky. It's a great show, and you're a wonderful host. So a
Okay,
lot of people
guys.
can learn from you. I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of people can learn from you. So thank you.
and you are a rock star as well in our circle, in our industry.
I appreciate that.
Okay, guys. So we're gonna say bye. I'm not gonna take a lot of time from Gina. So thanks a lot, Gina, for this interview.